Okay. I'm not even gonna bother with the intros because I feel like all the intros ruin my videos, and it makes like I literally take like an hour trying to film an intro and they're not even good. Like I'm like it's like get to the point, kind of like right now. But yeah, I'm just gonna name the video confidence so like everyone knows what I'm talking about. This video is about confidence and acquiring confidence, because I feel like honestly I am like, not to like brag or anything, but I'm like the single-handedly most deserving person to talk about this. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like if there was a course in university about this, like I should be teaching it, honestly. Anyway, I'm just gonna start. The thing that generates confidence is going to be different for everybody, because like for me, the way that I look isn't the main thing, I would say. Like I guess it kind of is, but like I would be confident even if I wasn't wearing like the best of the best clothes and like makeup and stuff like that. I still am like, I'm the shit. But I don't know, but some people like they have to be wearing makeup and they have to be wearing certain clothes to like radiate confidence, which I don't think is confidence at the end of the day. But like some people, like if they go to the gym, they're like super like, they're like, oh my god, like I'm the shit, like I'm really that bitch, like they really feel incredible, and like that's great and that's fantastic. And if that's what generates confidence for you, then that's what you're gonna need to focus on. I feel like you need to figure out like what generates confidence for you. Because for some people, if they do really well in school, if they're doing super well in their job, that's what makes them feel like that girl. But then some people, like if they go to the gym, they're like, I'm that girl, you know what I mean? Like it just depends on what makes you confident. So I feel like you have to figure that out and then like kind of dedicate more time towards what makes you feel like so slay and so iconic, you know what I mean? Like the number one thing is you have to be like actually delusional. Like you have to be like chronically delusional. And the thing is that like whenever it was 2021, I was literally like, I had no reason to think that I was literally like iconic and everything, but I did. Like I was literally like, wow, who's better than me? Absolutely no one. Find me someone who's better than me. Absolutely no one. And I looked musty all the time. Like I literally looked musty. I literally used mascara on my eyebrows to like darken them. Like I don't know, and my eyebrows are naturally so dark. I don't know what on earth was wrong with me at the time. Like I just looked crazy, and I wore like the most baggy things, and I'd wear the same thing like 3 days in a row, and I just like, I was like, I can do that because I am the shit. Like no one's gonna judge me because I'm that iconic. And honestly, like I don't know if I'd go that far, but honestly, like, but then whenever I was at that time, people actually did gravitate towards me because I genuinely thought that I was that girl. Like it was just like oozing out of me, where I was just like, oh my god, like, and it was the way I carried myself. Like it wasn't necessarily like what I wore and stuff, because girl, nobody was gravitating towards me for that. But it was like mainly about the way that I carried myself. Like I genuinely was so delusional. I was like, everyone wants me, everyone loves me, and I would just like lure people in. And like literally like the males that I attracted at that time, and like I went to, I don't even know if I should say this, but I used to go to restaurants, and I had like not that much money, but I thought that I was rich, so I went to like rich people restaurants, and I would go, and I didn't have the money obviously, so I would just like get males to pay for me, and it worked because like I just oozed that confidence out of me, and I was just that delusional where I was like, I am that girl, I am that iconic, I am that bitch. And like I feel like honestly, if you're gonna learn this from anyone, the Kardashians are just that, they are just so iconic in this aspect, because like they didn't have, I don't want to say that they didn't have talent, because I feel like honestly that is a talent in and of itself to be like that iconic at manifesting stuff, but like they weren't singers, they weren't what Kim Kardashian was literally like an assistant of somebody, and then she became like a billionaire. Like you just have to be like, you have to have delusion and a vision, honestly. Like delusion, vision, and ambition, and you'll get places, seriously. Like I have honestly finessed some stuff just for being delusional. And I feel like once the delusion like gets to a certain point, you just kind of become confident in yourself. Like you just have to keep telling yourself like, I am that girl. Like even whenever you feel like you kind of look disgusting, just be like, I don't have to look amazing because I am that incredible. Like everyone's gonna like me regardless. Or yeah, honestly. And like I feel like rich people are the most delusional people ever, because like they'll be sitting in a room full of people that actually despise them, and they'll be like, everyone loves me, and that's where their confidence probably comes from. Because like I've had managers and stuff who were very wealthy, and everybody in that room that they were in, like they were doing like a presentation to us about whatever, and they genuinely were so hated by like literally all of us, but they thought that they were iconic, and they were able to do like that whole presentation in a room full of people that hated them because they were just so confident in themselves, and they were like, everyone loves me. And it was like literally a delusion, because deep down I'm sure that they knew that nobody liked them, like in that room nobody liked them, but they just like manipulated the situation and were like delusional to the fact that like everybody just hated them. Does that make sense? Like I don't even know how to explain that. But yeah, you can like literally manipulate any situation that you're in and make it into like a confident situation where you're just like, yeah, I do slay, don't I? And like men, especially like males who are like actually shorter than like a worm, they are so confident in themselves because they like built it up. Like they will be so short, but they'll be like literally like, I'm so tall, and then they start to believe it, and they actually create like this like fake confidence, but it turns into real confidence because they're like, they believe it, you know what I mean? Like I went to school with this guy, and he, I kid you not, was the same height as me. I'm 5'5". He might have been 5'6", but that would have been pushing it. But he literally like fully said to everybody he's 6 feet tall. Like he said that. And one day we were measuring ourselves because it was in math class, and we were like learning, I don't even know what we were learning, I wasn't paying attention, but anyway, we all had to measure ourselves. And this boy, like the measuring tape was coming out, and he was still swearing that he was 6 feet tall. Like, and even whenever he found out he wasn't 6 feet tall, like the confidence had already been set that it didn't even phase him. He was just like, yeah, like it's just an off day for me. And it's like, bruh, the off day is 5 inches short. Like, are you kidding me right now? But anyways, he like literally couldn't care less. Like he was like, yeah, I am that girl, or I am the guy, I guess. But like the confidence had already set in so far that like he was just like, I know y'all love me, you know? So like I feel like delusion literally takes you so far. Back to the point of like fake it till you make it. Like honestly, like if I'm gonna be so for real, I started becoming confident because I made a alter ego. Some people hate on it because they're like, that's not real self-love. Like you're pretending to be somebody else, then you're really not. Like you're not, that's not you. You're just pretending to be someone else, and then so you're not really liking yourself. But I think that if you really can't be confident in yourself being who you are, you might as well just pretend to create like a subdivision of yourself. Like it doesn't have to be like you're pretending to be Zendaya. Like girl, bye. Like pretend to be like a different, like you are you, but just like a more like a higher level of yourself, like a higher version of yourself, you know what I mean? Like you want to be that confident girl, then just pretend to be that confident girl. Like make an alter ego of everything you want to be, you know what I mean? Like this alter ego is rich, this alter ego is iconic, this alter ego doesn't care about what other people tell her, this alter ego is so confident in herself that nothing phases her. Like seriously, like that's kind of what I did. Like I just kind of pretended, like I was still me, but I just pretended to be a higher version of myself, you know what I mean? And then it just became a habit kind of, and it became the real me. I feel like if you're really like, if people are really like bawling their eyes out about how like people are pretending to be someone that they're not, like it is you, it's just the you that you want to be and can't be at the moment, so you're just like pretending to be that person. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? And like I feel like if you can't do it any other way, you might as well just pretend to be a different version of yourself until you can become that version. Like you're still living this life regardless, like just you might as well like better yourself in the meantime. And like I'm gonna be so for real right now, it probably took me like, how long did it take me to become like this? Like probably like 4 years, like maybe like it was on and off honestly. And some people are like 4 years, like I'm not even gonna bother. But like you're gonna be miserable regardless. You're gonna be living those 5 years, 4 years regardless. You might as well just like do what it takes to like become your best self within those 4 years instead of staying the same 4 years, you know? But I am gonna say that I don't think delusion should be used in a way that's like bringing other people down. Like you shouldn't be like, I'm the shit so everyone else is below me, you know what I mean? Or like, cause like that's not confidence, that's just like you like like overcompensating for things that you don't have, like being like, I hate myself, so like I'm just gonna pretend like I'm better than everyone else. Like that's not how it works, you know what I mean? Like that just makes you kind of a loser. And like people can tell, like if you're like trying to speak over everyone and be like the loudest person in the room in every situation possible, that's not confidence. That's like you're trying so hard to get the attention that you know you can't have. Like back to like the tall person example, like I feel like if you were confident in yourself, you would just kind of be like, if the measuring tape came out and you were like, oh shit, I'm not 6 feet, like you would just be like, ha ha ha, like whatever, I'm still cool. But if you were like insecure and stuff, you'd be like, I'm taller than everyone, like you guys don't know what you're talking about, you guys didn't measure me properly. Like that's kind of where it's kind of like, girl, like it's not that deep. And like, yeah, like I just feel like if you are using confidence and like kind of becoming like delusional in like a way that's like harming others, like you shouldn't be using it to harm others and put yourself above others. It should be used to like, if you're down here and you're trying to be confident, like where like you're at least the same as everybody else, it should be bringing you up, not bringing you over and like literally like talking down to people and like not engaging properly with people and like talking over people. That's where it becomes like you're like becoming a little egotistical and you're kind of becoming like unbearable to be around. And yeah, it should be used to like uplift and like make you feel better about yourself and not used to like harm others. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a line like, and I've met people who like fully like didn't just cross the line, they like leaped over it and did like backflips on it, and I was like, you're doing too much. I think that delusion takes you places, like seriously, I really do. Like I think that like, and like I know people who really don't like whenever I say like, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm so this, I'm so that, but I'm not saying I'm so pretty and you're not. I'm saying like, I'm so iconic, like we're iconic, you know what I mean? Like, but one of my parents don't like whenever I do that, because they're like, you love yourself too much. But I don't think that that's possible. Like as long as you're not hurting others, I think that like you telling yourself and looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, wow, I'm so pretty and whatever, like you only have this, like you can't change yourself. You are a character in this lifetime. You are you, and you can't change that. So you might as well just make the best out of it and be like, wow, I really am iconic. And if you want to do plastic surgery, that's up to you. Like honestly, slay, like girl, do whatever you need to do, alter your character and whatever. But like some people really don't like whenever people are loving themselves, but I don't think that that's a bad thing at all. Like I think that, again, like having like a ginormous ego to the point where it's like, girl, like please, and like being like, wow, I am really pretty and stuff like that. Like if you're taking a picture of yourself and you're like in a picture with all your friends, be like, yeah, I'm so pretty and we're so iconic, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that's a bad thing to say about yourself, to be like, wow, I'm so pretty. Because like you are, and like you can't change yourself. Like you are you can't just like morph into like this like new identity, or you can't be like, I'm gonna switch my avatar to Selena Gomez. Like you can't do that. Like you are you, so you might as well just like accept yourself and be confident in this lifetime. Delusion and positive self-talk will only take you so far though. Like you have to prove it to yourself every once in a while that you really are what you were saying you are. Like you can't be like, wow, I'm an amazing friend, like I'm such a good friend, and then you like leave all your friends on red whenever they have a problem. Like you have to like show up for yourself sometime, or you can't be like, I'm the best student and then just not study. Like that's not how that works. You have to be like bringing home the good grades and like showing yourself like, I am a good student. So like the work ethic, that's why I said like ambition and delusion work together, you know what I mean? And your vision. Like if you're like, I want to be a really good student, and then telling yourself I'm a good student, and then studying where the ambition comes in, and then making something amazing, like, and then you'll be like, wow, I really am a good student. You'll have confidence in yourself that you are a good student. Like, or if you're like, wow, I'm so pretty, and then you like never take care of yourself and like you actually stink up the whole room, like how are you going to believe that? Like that just becomes like a negative delusion, because you're just like kind of like harming everyone else around you because they're like, ooh, that stinks, you know what I mean? Like you have to like prove to yourself that like what you're saying is true. And some people are like, I have really high standards, I don't let anyone talk bad to me, I don't do this, I don't do that, and then like their man like literally screams at them and they like stay in the situation. They're like, you know, like you have to like, if you're saying you have high standards and you're saying you have boundaries and all these things, you have to actually follow through with them to actually like make yourself be like, yeah, I do have high standards, you know what I mean? Like it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to like fully live it. And then once you live it, I feel like you'll be able to like be like, I am amazing and I do treat myself well. You know, like I do have boundaries. Like it's not just like a visual thing where it's like I only take care of the exterior. Like I also stick up for myself and I also have my own back. You know what I mean? If you have friends that drag you down, you cannot become a confident first person with like negativity around you. Like you just can't. Like if you're like, wow, like I look so pretty, and they're like, you're so self-centered, like you're so like ratchet, like your lip liner is actually looking a little crusty right now. Like what are you doing with those friends? Like seriously. And like I've had people like do that same thing to me. If I was like, I'm gonna become a millionaire, like I literally know in my heart of hearts that I'm gonna become a millionaire, and they're like, girl, please, like what are you gonna do to become a millionaire? Like what? That is so detrimental. Like you're literally this is like literally the same thing as this. Okay, so if you are an athlete and you broke your leg and you worked hard to fix your leg and you worked hard to like get the leg strength back and whatever, and then you break it again right before your championship, like what are you doing? Like if you're literally taking the time out of your day to get ready, tell affirmations to yourself, like show up for yourself, and then you associate with like toxic people who literally like plague you with these horrible mindsets, like you're never gonna be confident that way ever. And like some people are like, well, I just want friends, like it's like friends are where I get my confidence. Those friends are not making you get confidence, like I can guarantee you that. And like the friends that are doing that to you are so like self-conscious. Like they are insecure themselves, so that's why they can't bear to be around people who are secure within themselves, and or at least trying to become more secure in themselves. Like if you're not confident yet but you're trying to, and you're trying to do like the fake it till you make it thing, and then people are around you are like, girl, like you're so like annoying to be around, it's never gonna work. Like it's never going to work. I had a friend where like every single time I was happy or I'd be like dancing and stuff, she'd be like, stop, you're so embarrassing, like that's so weird. To who? Like to you, loser. You cannot be around people like that. Like it's just like I see it all the time where people are like, yeah, I'm a baddie, I know I'm a 10, and then they have like their man who's like dragging them down, and I'm like, I hate to break it to you, but like that's not baddie behavior. And that's also like I can see your confidence like withering away as you speak. Like get away from that little trash hole. But yeah, you can't be around negative people, even if it's family. Like I've had family too where like I would show up like feeling like a baddie and they didn't feel like a baddie, so they would be like, you look really awful today, and I'm like, thanks, you know. And I feel like with family it's harder because like either you have a conversation with it or you have to like literally cut them out of your family, which is like really hard. But you got to do what's best for you. Like you're really associating with like the wrong people, and if you really do want to become somebody who like doesn't care about what other people say about you, and you feel like the lack of confidence is like taking opportunities away from you, you need to cut these people off. Like you have a limited amount of time. Choose the people that you're with wisely. Seriously, like I've had to cut off friends that I've had for 10 years, and yeah, very depressing, very sad. But at the same time, like I can't be around people that are always dragging me down and being like making me like depressed, you know. Like I can, like affirmations and delusion can only bring you so far and take you so far. Like you have to show up for yourself and choose the people that you're around wisely, or else like it's never gonna, like you're never gonna become confident. A lot of people think that like if they made a mistake in the past, they don't deserve good things. Like for example, if you robbed someone, right, and you went to jail and you served your time and you come out and good things are starting to happen, like sometimes people will be like declining those good things because they don't have confidence in themselves that they deserve the good things, you know what I mean? Or if you cheated on your boyfriend and you get out of the relationship and you end up being in a really good relationship, they're like, I don't deserve this. Like they have no confidence in themselves that they deserve this. Or like they kind of make their own karma. And like I do believe karma is real, but I do think that like people take karma too far. Like just because you did something bad in the past doesn't mean that you don't deserve to have good in the future. Because a lot of people, like they would have been bad to someone in the past, like they would have treated them badly, and then they get into a relationship and their boyfriend that they're with or their girlfriend that they're with beats them up, right? Their new relationship, they're physically abused, and they think like, I have to stay in this relationship because this is my karma, like I do deserve this, like this is my karma. And I don't deserve good things. Like they don't have confidence in themselves that they deserve good things. But I think that like a lot of people, like they did something bad and they receive good, they're like, I have to repel it because bad people don't deserve good things. But I think that like I actually do think that like you wouldn't get the good things if you didn't deserve them, you know? And like some people are really bad and they do get good things, but I think that there's karma within that. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like something's bound to, like if it was supposed to go wrong, it's going to go wrong. And I think that you deserve to at least like try to create a better version of yourself, because if you're going to keep going in life, and if you are going to actually like try to become successful and try to become confident, because I feel like confidence, probably people are like, what does this have to do with anything? But confidence is actually like believing that you deserve good, like believing that you are worthy, you know? I think that like whenever you do bad things, like I've done things that were not good, like we all have. And I've also thought to myself, like, things that I'm going through right now are karma and I need to stay in these situations. But I think that like once you realize like this is not a good situation for me, and if you have the opportunity to turn it around, you need to turn it around before the karma turns you into an even worse person than you already were. If a part of like the confidence issue is that you think that you don't deserve it, or you think like I'm too ugly for this or whatever, like you do deserve it. Like you are worthy. And like you have to realize that like you wouldn't be given these opportunities if you weren't good enough. You wouldn't be attracting these opportunities if you weren't good enough. Another thing is that confidence really comes from like the things you go through and like experiences. So if you think, even if you have like a sliver of hope that you might be able to do it, like for example, I used to drop out of every hard class because I thought to drop out of every single hard class that I had at school because I thought I couldn't do it. Like I had no confidence in myself. I was like, nope, I'm dumb. I can't do this. This is a hard class and it's not for people like me. I was in a science-based class and I was like, I can't do this. Like I can't do this. And that was in second year. And in third year, I decided, I was like, I have to like at least try again. Like I have to at least prove to myself, like if I really want to be a confident person, I want to believe in myself and like believe that I can do things, like I have to try the hard things too. Like I can't just be going for all the easy things. Like obviously everyone can do easy things, you know? But I had to prove to myself that I can also do hard things. And so my like literal biggest fear is like science-based courses because they're so hard to me. So I registered for the science-based course and it was really hard, but I didn't let myself drop out and I passed and I actually did well. So now I have the confidence that like, okay, I can do this and I can get good grades. And I used to have really bad confidence with tests. I used to have panic attacks in every single, I kid you not, every single test that I took. I would literally be bawling my eyes out, like ventilating. And it came to a point where like I literally could not write tests. Like they would be like, go to a different room and write this test because like this, like they were like, first of all, it's distracting, and second of all, like you're literally going to like give yourself like a heart attack if you keep doing this. So I went to a different room, and the main issue was that like I was comparing myself to everyone else. Like I was like, everyone else is better than me. I'm not good enough to do this test. Like I'm not prepared enough. So I'd like look around at everyone else and notice them writing, and then I would like get in my head. So I had to like seriously like realize that like the tests that I did do, I didn't do bad on. Like I didn't do bad on them. Like you have to like look at the experiences that you've gone through and realize like I've gone through a lot of stuff and I'm still here. I'm still a good person and I still show up for myself and I still am at school. Like I used to be really bad at school. Like I used to get really bad grades. Like I got a 40, like 40s, and I used to be like, school's not for me. But then I had to realize that like I have to go to school anyway. Like I might as well show up for myself and at least try. And then I turned it around. Like you have to like seriously take your experiences seriously and look back at the things that you've gone through. Like if you had a really nasty coach that would yell at you all the time, you got through that. You had an abusive partner, you got through that. You got abusive parents, you got through that. Maybe you were a foster child, you got through that. Like you've gone through a lot of stuff and you just don't give yourself credit for it. And once you start giving yourself credit for it, once you start like examining everything that you've gone through and everything you've lived through and everything that you've actually slayed through, you'll have confidence to be able to go through more things in life. You know? Also, like if you're gonna be confident, you have to also like uplift your like vibrations. So like telling yourself like, and not just being like, I am pretty, I am cute, I am hilarious, I am like, just being like I am kind of gets boring, and you're kind of like, I'm forcing myself to tell myself this. But like when you're like, I literally am so cute, like I actually feel like I literally look amazing today, like adding those extra words and extra like that extra vibe, and like you could play like a baddie music to it and be like, okay, I'm a baddie, like okay, or like listen to the songs and like mouth it to yourself and like point to yourself, like if you're like making a TikTok or if you're looking in the mirror, just be like, even like talking good about yourself like makes you feel like yeah, like I'm getting happier just like talking about stuff like this, like it's just like yeah. And another thing that I did was I literally started talking to myself in the car. Like I started talking about myself in the car, and I would talk to myself like the third person. Like I'd be like, Hannah Faye's so cool, or like Hannah Faye's so this, or like whatever, and like pretend that somebody else was saying it. So I would be telling it to myself in the mirror, and then I would be saying it out loud, like as in like a third person. So it's like other people are saying it. So it's like I'm saying it and everyone else is saying it. Kind of crazy, but it works, at least for me. And like another thing that really helps me is like realizing that like people who judge you, people like if you think that people are judging you, they might be, and people who judge you are so insecure in themselves. Like you're at least trying to become confident, like you're trying to be secure in themselves, you're taking that extra step. Those people are just hating on other people because they don't even want to try to take that extra step to become confident. They're just like, I give up, I'm gonna hate on everyone else, like I'm done, peace. You know what I mean? Like that is embarrassing. Like that's so embarrassing. And like they don't even like themselves enough to like at least try to like themselves, and you're like bawling over their opinions, that loser's opinion. Like girl, please, like stop caring about what other people think. Like seriously, like that is like so much easier said than done, but like actually stop. Like everyone, like whenever you really think about it, these are just bones and flesh and like blood and stuff. Like everyone's the same. You know, like everyone on the inside is the same. Everyone's gonna die. Nobody is like, what is it called? Like nobody's everlasting. Like nobody's gonna be here forever. And we're all the same, and we're all tripping about what other people are saying about us. Like these are all people with experiences. These are all people who have struggles. These are all people with like bones and like a brain and like a heart and organs. Like they're not special. Like why do you care so much? Why do you get so panini pressed whenever somebody says that they don't like your outfit and you go change? Like that's just somebody else with like some random opinion. Like who cares? But yeah, that's just my 2 cents and my take on like confidence and things like that. And like I always at the end of this I'm like, did I make any rational good point? Like did I actually eat this up, or did I just like blab on for like 5 hours? And am I gonna post this still? Probably, because I literally think that I hope that it helps someone. Like seriously, I'm making this video because I know how bad and how hard it is to be not confident. Like I know how that feels. Like every single photo, whenever I look back in the past with my friends, I'd always be like this. Like I'd be like the one curled over. Like I'd be like that, like all the time, because and all my other friends would be like shoulders back and stuff. And it was because I wasn't confident in myself, and I know how bad that feels to like be like, why can I not like myself? Like why do other people like themselves? But and the thing is, like some people might be in that phase of like delusion, and they're like trying to fake it till they make it. Like you don't know, so you might as well try that too. But anyway, I gotta go pick up my friend. But as soon as I start talking, like I can't stop talking. So I'm gonna like go pick up my friend and stuff. I feel like I've been looking everywhere but like where I'm supposed to be looking. I apologize. But yeah, I hope that this helps you, and hopefully you feel like a slay queen that you are. Goodbye.